and why they are when they're not in competition. It's pretty cool.
Well, that is cool, man. Listen, congratulations on that. And
What
congratulations on being actually in your home, but in fitting Marty Party fashion.
Dude, yo, this is a question I posed earlier in a couple of groups.
Hiking with Scott Frost, riding horses with Jimbo Fisher, and Normandy Beach with Jim Harbaugh. Are you kidding? Was he the best job ever?
I feel like,
He might, right?
not men.
If you like travel,
As far as men, we don't care, man. We're gonna be freaks in any type of situation because
he was with the Michigan football.
we're not assholes in the respect that we like to have a good time in the sack. And we don't need an excuse to take away the onus of the decisions that we made. You can catch a dude drunk, you can catch a dude sober. One thing remains, he's still gonna have a good time and be a freak. Women, on the other hand, seems like a whole different situation, man. Seems like whenever it comes to carnal, I'm gonna use big words too. I ain't gonna curse that much. This is a dirty topic, but you know I'm gonna flip it and talk civil. When it comes to carnal and lascivious activities, it feel like they always need an excuse. So if things don't go their way, they can't take the blame. Oh, I had too much to drink. I had a chick one time, literally, I was messing with her for like 6 months. And then I basically had to break up with her because her baby daddy got out of jail. And, you know, I wasn't scared of him or nothing like that. But it was just unnecessary drama that I didn't want to be a part of. You know, as far as dude popping up at work and what else. It was just annoying. And on top of that, she was pregnant by his baby. She was pregnant by his baby when he went to jail, rather. So my whole thing was, no, dude was taken away from you, like not because of a decision that you guys mutually made. So try to work that out. So I dissed her and said, yo, go be with that dude. And this chick used to pop up on my house, all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, eventually, they stopped messing around, you know, a couple years go by. Woman was still attractive, got the crazy big booty. So I knew he was completely out of the picture, so I was trying to get at her. And then she said something along the lines of, the only reason why I was even messing with you that whole time is because I was dusted. I was on dust. And I'm like, dang. Dust is one of the worst, scandalous, horrible drugs ever. People do some crazy stuff. They cannibalism and murdering their own kids and all kinds of crazy stuff. So for this woman to say the only reason why she even dealt with me, and we had a real freaking good time together for the 6 months that we rocked, the only reason why she dealt with me is because she smoked dust. Damn, that don't say much about me. And I think at that particular, this is like in 06, 07. At that particular time, all I did was drink. I was on the Jack. What was I drinking back then? I think I was drinking Cavassier back then. But that's it. I've never been a junkie, like smoked or anything like that. Yo, the thing is though, like every time I bag a dust bunny, I don't be knowing they dust bunnies until it's too late. Like first they make it seem like they just smoke weed, but then when I see what they smoking, they blunt is mad thin, because dust is just liquid. That's all it is. It's just liquid and paper. But anyway, I'm like, dang, this chick had to be on one of the worst drugs ever just to have sex with me. Like, that's crazy. You can't be a freak without that. And many women I've seen use the excuse, and guys use this excuse too, but I don't have sex with guys, so I wouldn't know. But many women, oh, I only did it because I was drunk or I was high, or bring me some coke and I can get right. I've had chicks literally like I met a chick on Tinder, and I told this story before, but on her Tinder profile, it said that she's a good mother and she's not looking for no one-night stand or no hookup. If you want to look up for a hookup, just keep it moving. But then, you know what I mean, and I was going back and forth with this woman, maybe for a month, and then out of the blue, it was like 3 in the morning on like a Tuesday, like a weird day in the middle of the week, she hit me up late night asking for some cocaine, saying that she'll have sex with me if she brings some coke. Like, why you gotta be a junkie, man? Just to have a good time. This don't make no sense to me. And like now, I'm sober now. I'm not even feeling alcohol, drugs. I'm to the point I don't even want caffeine no more. I don't even want that, because I've been drinking a lot of coffee products. And I was looking at this tooth right here, this one right here, and when I come forward a little bit, it's starting to get a brown little stain behind it. And when I was sober back in 2012 until 2013, I was drinking like a lot of tea and I was drinking a lot of coffee, and I noticed that one tooth, it's kind of nestled in between teeth, so it's hard to get at it to brush it, to clean it properly. I had to go to the dentist. They had to scrape it with a freaking toothpick, or like one of those metal picks or whatever. But anyway, so I'm not even drinking the caffeine. I'm just drinking water. I'm about to become a water snob. I do stuff like, you know, I drink water. I drink like these Poland Springs with the little natural fruit flavors in it. That's it. No caffeine, nothing. I don't got no type of substance in my body. But I still like to have a freaky good time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I feel like with these women out here, man, these women out here, they always gotta like just to have fun. Why the hell you gotta be high? That just don't make no sense. Now, I'm not knocking anybody for being high and getting drunk or whatever. Why do you have to be that in order to have a sexual good time? And then I posted it in one of these groups. There's some chick, black chick of course, who's like, the only women that could be freaks and be sober is people that's married. But most people not married though. You mean to tell me like the only people that's being freaks is sober freaks is married? Ain't nobody like, damn, I'm horny, I want to get it in. I know I said I won't curse, but damn is okay. Dag, I'm horny, I want to get it in. Let me go find somebody, just have a good time, no strings attached. Like I always come across like these virtuous people that's doing so. It's two things I come across. Either I come across a pseudo virtuous person that don't do nothing with me, but she do it with other people, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. Or I come across a straight crack / dust head that will only do sexual things if they a freaking zombie monster. Like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened to balance, man? Something in between, man. There's only gray. Exactly. Yeah, you know, Paris, I was gonna say that married couples don't even really get it in, but you know, it was a black woman, and if I would have said that, I would have been arguing with this woman all day on Facebook. So I didn't even entertain it. I was just like, black women, like, we got like a 30% marriage rate or something even lower than that as far as black folks. And you want to tell me that how the hell do you have any type of data as far as like married couple sexual activities within the black community when we barely even be married, man? Like, get out of here, man, that crap. But I feel like women, like, they always need some type of substance to like have fun. Why do you need that? Now I get it, like, okay, if you think the dude is hideous or whatever, you want to loosen up, I kind of get it. But yo, like, damn, y'all some robots that got to be programmed. Y'all need the drug program, or y'all need the alcohol algorithm in order to have fun sexually. Y'all can't just be like, yo, you know what? I'm about to get my freak on, and I don't need no liquor. I don't need no weed. I don't need no cocaine. I don't need no dust. I don't need no Molly. I don't need no E. I don't need no Adderall. I don't need no heroin. I don't need no Xanax. I don't need none of that stuff. Nope. You always got to put it on something else, because y'all never want to take blame and responsibility for the decisions that y'all make in your life. And that's immature, man. That's corny. That's cowardly, man. And this is the flip side. This is what makes the game messed up. Most of these women out here, they won't have sex with you or do something sexual with you unless they're under the influence of drugs or alcohol. They use that as the impetus to make them do these sexual things. But here's the problem with that. We live in the Me Too movement. We live in the Me Too movement where a guy could go down based off of a rumor, let alone actual proof that you gave her alcohol or drugs to have a good time. You can't even buy a chick drinks with the hopes of having sex with her and have a good time with her. And I'm not saying, oh, you buying a drink to get her drunk and all messed up and take advantage of her. No, we both enjoying drinks together, having a good time, being jovial, and then we eventually have sex with each other. What the heck is wrong with that? But you can't do that no more, especially with a guy, because you will go down for charges. You going down for charges, B. You going down. So it's like, see, don't y'all see that the conundrum? The conundrum is we live in the Me Too movement where drugs and alcohol cannot be involved in any type of sexual activities or either person get the other person in trouble. Now, most men won't get women in trouble. Most men, like, you know, if the dude got drunk, or the chick fed a dude drinks all night and then she wound up having sex with him. I'm really guarding my curse words right now. It's pretty good. But if a woman fed a guy drinks all night and had sex with him, he would not the next day feel bad and call the cops and report her. But a woman can have one drink with a guy, one drink with a dude. They have sex, and then for whatever reason, he maybe didn't like the sex, or even she didn't like the sex and didn't want to be with him anymore, or she came to her senses and was embarrassed about the situation. Instead of taking ownership of that situation and being like, you know what, I made a decision to be with somebody that I probably shouldn't have been with. Nope, she want to call 50. She want to call 50. She want to call 50 and say, oh, he raped me, he took advantage of me. But basically, it was a situation that didn't turn out to be what she wanted it to be. So instead of just taking blame and taking that L, nope, she can't take the L. She got to put it on him. And that's what happens with a lot of these celebrities, man. That's why I respect Derek Jeter and Bow Wow, because they have like release forms and consent forms that you got to fill out, and pictures. You got to leave your phone at the door, and you know, all kinds of things. And we not going down. Or Tommy Sotomayor records. He got cameras all over his house. So when chick coming to his crib, he's recording all the activities and all the conversations. So he ain't gonna get hit up with that. But you know, people that don't have those types of financial means to do those types of things and take care of themselves. Average Joes like us, man, we taking the risk every time we choose to sleep with a woman. That's why I'd rather just be totally sober. You sober, I'm sober. If we hook up, we hook up. You're not gonna make an excuse if we hook up, but you had a couple of glasses of wine, but now all of a sudden, like, you think I'm ugly or something, or you want to renege on the whole situation, or you feel embarrassed because you heard I was with this amount of people with this person. So to take the blame off of you, you're gonna put it all on me by saying, oh, he fed me drinks, or because I was high. I was high off crack, or I was high off cocaine before he came over. Even if I didn't know, even if the man doesn't know that the woman is high off of crack or cocaine and he sleeps with this woman, he could still go down, because we're supposed to know everything. We're supposed to be responsible for every situation in every instance. And that's messed up, man. So again, I asked the question, can a woman be freaky and have a freaky fun time and be of a sober mind? And the answer to that question is, I don't know. I mean, women being influenced by an outside substance in order to get their freak on has been documented since religious texts. I mean, you can take it all the way back, and I wrote a poem about this. You can take it back to the days of Adam and Eve, the era of Adam and Eve in the Bible. Not that I believe that story is true, but it relates to the situation and the fact that in the garden, there was a tree of knowledge of good and bad, and once you eat from it, from that tree, your eyes will become open. You'll become like God. You'll know right from wrong, and you'll realize that you're naked. And Eve was tantalized and tempted by that knowledge, you know, that potential, and so she partook of that fruit, To me, that fruit that's the forbidden fruit. That's the drugs. That's what opened up her mind to whatever. That's what made her realize, you know what I'm saying? I don't think she realized, like, I don't know if she came to the actualization of being naked and or right from wrong. But she just wanted something that she wasn't supposed to have. And then she took that fruit and then she gave it to Adam. And then once he partook from the fruit, that's when they realized right from wrong. That's when they realized they was naked. That's when things started to change. You know what I mean? And I have a poem called The Forbidden Fruit. And then the way it begins is, I need that forbidden fruit. At least that's what society makes it seem, because so many I have seen are tantalized by the unseen. Weed, dust, cane, crack, Hennessy, and weed, reminiscent of that reminiscent of that forbidden fruit that was presented to Eve in the Garden of Eden in man's alleged history. And if you don't partake of the fruit of the steak for your potential mate, you will forever be in misery, something like that. I can't remember the poem. It's been so long since I did that. But yeah, it seems like none of these women, like, you know what I mean? Like, they always need an excuse in order to have a freaky good time. Or unless you like hot, like you Brad Pitt or something like that, or you know what I mean? Pick your celebrity or your star that's on top of the game, that's Diesel. Now these women, in those situations, those guys, they don't need women to be doing all these substances and things of that nature, because you know what? Listen, they're a celebrity, and women are attracted to power as well as feeling good. Drugs are something that make them feel good. You understand what I'm saying? So if you can provide that access or that avenue, you will have access to those types of women. I don't want those types of women. I don't want women that are attracted to drugs and substances and things of that nature. No, I don't want that, because I'm trying to, not even trying, man. I've been breaking out of my junkie-like ways. You dig what I'm saying? I've been breaking out of that. So I don't need to be a part of that, man. You know what? I'm gonna do something I ain't doing in a long time. I'm about to go through the drive-through through Dunkin' Donuts, because I want to holler at y'all real quick. I wants to hollers at y'all's real quick. But yeah, man, you need to provide them with that, or A, or B, you got to be like a celebrity. I ain't no celebrity, and I ain't providing no drugs, period. But you can't tell me you ain't just some regular everyday chicks that don't have to get stoned just to have fun sexually. All right, let me do this order real quick. Let me do this order real quick. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, let me do 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants for the 5, and 1 hash brown. That's it. That's it, man.
637.
Yep. Hey, but you can't tell me that, man. And I know I make a lot of posts like saying how I look ugly and all that. I don't actually believe that. I've slept with too many women to believe that. I've had too much attention from people historically to believe that. You know. Let me pay this through.
9637.
Yep. There you go. Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. I don't want to go in while you're opening a door, a window. You hear me talking this crazy stuff. Thank you. But yeah, man, you can't tell me that that's the only way y'all ladies want to get it in and have a good time. You gotta be drunk. You gotta be high. Now, thank you. Now, oh yeah, I'm happy to say, man, it's fat. Listen, and besides that, Jason, man, like all jokes aside, yo, how a man looks has nothing to do with the women that he gets. Women are, as far as what a man looks like, that is like on the bottom of the totem pole. That's on the bottom of the totem pole as far as what attracts a woman to a man. Women are attracted to power, and they're attracted to confidence. Women are attracted to power and confidence, man. Power, confidence, popularity, I think all that stuff, it kind of ties into each other. You know what I'm saying? There's always like Man, traffic is popping right now. Jeez. There's always some type of. It's like the forbidden fruit. If you look at the Adam and Eve situation, like that was something that they were really attracted to. That was going to potentially open their mind up to something unknown. The crazy thing, unknown, that will make them great. The crazy thing about that is that the crazy thing about that is, like in the Adam and Eve situation, mentality-wise, Eve was a baby. She didn't know anything about the universe. It was just created. Now, we don't know how long Eve was alive after she was created, so I can't really say what her mind state or her mentality was. But for her to have some type of temptation to be different than what she was, she obviously had to be influenced by outside circumstances in order to feel that way. They're like, you know what? I'm not satisfied. And you know, that's another thing. The Bible basically is saying that women ain't never satisfied. You can give them the entire world, you can give them immortality, and you can give them any fruit of abundance to eat from. You can give them like a perfect, gorgeous man, and she still ain't satisfied because she still got to do something that the almighty being of the universe told her not to do. She still got to do something else because she still ain't satisfied when she had everything. So if Eve couldn't be satisfied, she had a perfect man, and she had the entire world, and she had dominion over all the animals, and she had perfect beauty and a perfect body and perfect everything, and she still wasn't satisfied. But this is written by a man, of course. So of course men are going to write something to paint women in a dark light. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still crazy when you break it down and when you really look at the account of Adam and Eve and see how unsatisfied women was, and you can see how much of a simp and a sucker man was, because even though he saw God like create all these things, he had a perfect body, God created him a perfect wife, she messed up and ate something wrong that she wasn't supposed to eat. He loved her more than he loved God, and loved everything that God did for him. So it puts man, the Bible in Genesis in the beginning, it puts man in a sucker light, and it puts women in a dissatisfied light, disobedient light. That's exactly what it does. But I don't really quote on the Bible. Like, whoever wrote that was brilliant. You know what I mean? Because they know women are impossible to please, and men will do anything for women. That's basically what the Genesis account was. But let's get away from that. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're not going to get on our religious sermon. Well, I can talk about that all day. I'm an expert when it comes to that. My allergies are raging. Yeah. Why does it take that substance? Why do we need something on the outside? Why do women need like this outside substance in order to have a good time and have a freaky, jolly old good time? Why? I don't get it, man. Oh, this is tough. They changed the Facebook a little bit now, so it shows who's watching. It shows their face in the upper corner of your live. That's pretty cool. I'm just saying, are there any freaks out there? Yo, even when I was sober, I'm trying to think, I was sober from 2012 to 2013. Now, the chick I was dating multiple women, but the main one I was dating, she still drank. Like, I would always buy her Coronas and Chardonnay and Long Island iced teas and stuff like that. But I just didn't drink. I just drank water and tea. I'm trying to think how many women I slept with in that year. And, I'm not gonna say no names, but except for her, that's for. So in normal circumstances, because I've done swingers parties too, I do that. I get it in. But under normal circumstances, I think that year I was dating 3 different women. 3 different women. I had one main chick that I was dating, and whenever we would split apart, I found somebody else, but I would always go back to the main chick. But I think I was dating 3 different women, and I think one of them was sober. I can't quite remember. One of the black girls I was dating, but she was bonkers. That chick was stalking me. She was stalking me to the Russell, all kinds of crazy. I would make a Facebook status saying how I was going to the Russell, and then she would be mad because I wouldn't invite her. But literally, I would be at work dirty, and right after work I would just go to the Russell, and then she would stalk me, seeing if I was showing up with other chicks at the Russell. I'm like, you idiotic woman, you asinine woman. That's not a cuss word either. If I was going to creep Even though she wasn't my girlfriend. But if I was going to creep at the club with somebody else, why would I make a Facebook status saying I'm going to the club if I'm trying to be secretive? Yeah, but she stalked me all the way to my mother's house. I'm driving. I'm like, damn, this person keeps following. I was about to drive to the police station. But then, once I realized who it was, I just pulled over. Hopped out the car. I'm like, yo, why is you following me? He said, because you said you was going to the Russells. And I wanted to make sure that you wasn't going to meet somebody else. I'm like, this is my mother's house. Hey, I brought her in the house. And I showed her all the pictures. So I'm like, A, this is my mom's house. And B, why would I tell you where, why would I tell the world where I'm going if I was trying to creep? You gotta be cautious. Look, I'm doing a keto thing. I'm eating this, but I'm taking off the bun. Don't be cautious of what I'm posting. Be cautious when I'm not posting. That's when you need to worry. But that particular chick wasn't a drinker, but she was nuts. But I had a few, like when I was sober, one chick I linked up with for a little bit, and she wanted to be a crazy too. I knew her since like high school, back in the day and stuff. And she was just always laugh at my Facebook post. And I guess she asked to go hiking one day, and so that's how we hooked up, and that was cool. That situation had potential, but she was just bonkers. Another black chick, baby mother that was bonkers. Bonkers. What you need all this bread for? All these sandwiches got all this bread. You don't need this bread, man. Too much. And then I met another chick. Oh, I forgot about her. I met another one in this freak group. Hartford be having these freaky groups on the low. And there's one chick, she was a BBW, Puerto Rican. She used to talk mad trash like she was a freak or whatever. So she and I would just hook up just pure sexual. I don't know if I was drinking. I wasn't drinking at that point. I wasn't drinking then either. But eventually, like, she got in a relationship with somebody, and that I can understand. But so I had a little bit of success when I was sober before. But look, two crazy black chicks, an obese Puerto Rican, and an elderly Spanish chick that was like 18 years my senior. This sex was wonderful, my dad. Wonderful. But why, ladies? Why y'all need an excuse to be a freak? Why do y'all need excuses to be freaks? I don't get it. And then, you know what's funny? All y'all chicks, man, be acting like men ain't this and men ain't that. Men ain't no good. A lot of y'all is alcoholic, weed smoking junkies. And you picking dudes with an intoxicated mindset. And then you wondering why you can't find nothing good. Because look how you picking dudes when you all effed up and sober. I didn't curse, I said effed up. When you are intoxicated and not sober, and you picking dudes like that. Whatever, yo, is there any woman in existence that go out sober and just want to have a good time without needing drugs or alcohol to do it? Without needing an excuse to do it. That's what it really is. Even beyond the drugs and alcohol. Is there women out here that just want to have a good, a good freaky time because they want to have a good freaky time. Not because they trying to get paid, not because they trying to get high, not because they trying to get some type of position in life. What happened is people just having fun for the sake of having fun, treating it like an amusement park. You don't, just for the thrill. That's it. Where are my thrill-seeking ladies at, man? Two types of people that I'm a magnet for. I'm a magnet for the virtuous woman that's trying to get, that act like, that used to be a hoe, but ain't no hoe no more. Or I'm a magnet for like the straight up crackhead, Skid Row type chick, man. Nothing in between, man. Y'all chicks is corny, man. Will I die alone? I think I got a lot of life left. Who knows? I know there's some things that I have to improve in life if I want to improve the type of people that come into my vicinity. That I do know. But every now and again, just want to have a freaky good time. Even in the swingers lifestyle, a lot of times it's some weirdo stuff, like some husband. He's a bisexual. He's probably a homosexual, but he doesn't have the guts to admit it or try to attract men that think that way. So they use their wives as bait, and then they watch you make love to their wife, and then they make love to the wife right after, so they can be a part of your sweat and your essence, which is dumb. Like, just get a gay guy, like. Or some swingers, they literally pimp their wives. It's like, yeah, you can have sex with my wife, but you have to pay $100 towards this room, towards a room that only costs $100. Make that make sense? Or it's a situation where, yeah, those are pretty much the two situations in the swingers lifestyle. Even in the swingers lifestyle, rarely do you have somebody just no strings. They just like to have sex. It's not a monetary thing or nothing like that. It's just the drug of choice is sex. Rarely is the drug of choice sex. Where my Black Snake Moan women that act like Christina Ricci from Black Snake Moan, and they just like to have a freaky good time. And I'm not saying they gotta have it with every single person that wants to have it with them. I'm not saying that everybody should have a preference. Even junkies have a preference of the type of coke that they sniff. I'm not saying go out, or even a drug addict in general has a drug of choice. They don't use just any drug that gives them pleasure. I'm not saying that, man. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, where is the uninhibited individuals that are uninhibited because they want to be uninhibited, not uninhibited because of an excuse? That's all I'm saying. That's all I had to say. I'm out. Hashtag everybody need to go green. Peace.